Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it is actually morning. This is my bedhead. Uh, yeah, I was gonna do this last night, but fuck it, man. I meal prep for the week, laundry, all that bullshit. All right, so today I just wanted to cover, like it says in the title, why men should not get divorced, and not get divorced, not get married. Correction, Dustin. And look, you can sum the whole thing up in 2 words right there. Okay, I'm fucking with you. That's mean. Seriously, though, that guy. I heard a theory today, or the other day, and I think they're absolutely right. After Jada just cucked him on her show, said, look, for those of you who don't know, she brought him on her show, said, I've been cheating on you for years, and I like it, and I'm going to keep doing it. I cheated on you back in the day with Tupac. Maybe she dated him, that one I'm not clear on, before Will, but... And I think Will was trying to be a bad boy, like the guy she's boning. So anyway, we've got 10 masterfully drawn stickmen today. So I just want to show you real quick by the numbers. These are not my numbers. This is not anecdotal evidence. This is collected through I don't know, the people that cover divorce, I guess. Divorce lawyers and shit. I'm just going to try to keep the glare down. Let's see. So, these represent 10 average men that are married and have kids. Okay? Now, of these 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are going to get divorced. Okay? Of those 6, statistically, 80% of divorces are initiated by the woman. Boom. So 5 out of 10 men, roughly, must be slightly over on a scale from 1 to 100, but will have their wife at some time file for divorce and take their kid. Now, well, let's keep going. Let's keep going with these. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Of these 6, also 85% are not even going to get split custody with their kid. Their woman's going to get full custody, and they're not going to see the kid much. Okay? So that's another reason why. Now, of the 4 that it works out for, 2 of them will be cheated on. This is a man and woman thing, if ladies are watching, too. I mean, we're all equal shit today when it comes to being unfaithful. If you meet 2 married couples, statistically, you've met 2 cheaters. That's today's statistics, right? So, now, that's it. So, these 6 guys and these 5 are divorced. These 5 guys don't get to see their kids and were initiated by the female. And statistics show, a lot of women will say, well, we're better parents. We don't abuse the kid more. Statistics say that's horseshit. Men and women are both equally likely to cheat. They're equally likely to hit each other. They're equally likely to be abusive. You are just as likely to be abused by your father as your mother. Okay? Now, what's going to happen to these guys? These 6 guys? Well, again, statistically, they can... people always say half my shit, but actually, that's alimony. You can pay up to 50% alimony, and you can pay all the way up to 30% in child support, okay? And that's how it works, because, when women divorce you, they don't get to divorce your money. It's great. Women get to say, hey, I want to leave the guy, but I like his money, and I want to keep that. So, right? Who's heard that lately? Dating down. Women are making money, and it's a problem because they can't find men today that make as much money as them. Women today are making $100,000 a year, and they want to date, but they can't find a guy that makes $120,000 a year, and they won't date anybody that's not making more money than them. When the driller, Jesus, sorry, I didn't know this pen's dying. When the driller who makes $100,000 a year and marries the waitress who makes $15,000 a year, that's just romantic. That's romantic. He's just elevating. But now he's got her used to that lifestyle. So what happens? She divorces him. Now he makes $50,000 a year, she makes $65K a year, right? Maybe she gets that 30% alimony. Okay, so now he makes $20K a year. This guy who once made $100,000 a year now makes $20K a year. She makes $95K a year. She's up $80,000 a year from divorce. So you live in a society where your girl is 85%, has an 85% chance of getting full custody of the kids. You're not going to see them. And almost, I don't know how often they get alimony and child support, but I know it's up there, man. And they can take as much as 80%. So that's it. Why wouldn't they get divorced? They got every feminist magazine, BuzzFeed, Vice, VT telling them, like, you go find yourself, girl. Like, last time before I got kicked out of the dating sites. For pointing this shit out to people. Like, but no, I was having fun. There were some girls in there. I was like I just got divorced to find myself. Well, good luck. You're 36. The guy married you at 17. You said your oldest is 13, your youngest is 9. So you just pulled those kids away in their most important developmental years and like, mom needs some new D. But she didn't divorce the guy's money, I'm sure. A lot of women claim, independence. I'm independent. Bet you collect alimony. That's your source of income. And government money. And men pay the majority of taxes because we don't get tax breaks that women get. So, no, you're living off your ex and other dudes. So why wouldn't a woman get divorced, right? She gets to leave the person that's bugging her and she's no longer in love with, but she gets to keep all his fucking money. Check this out. You got a 401k? Hopefully some of you do. You know, there's people out there who got married at 40. They already had, say, 100K in their 401k. They divorced. Okay, and then they met. That was when they met their wife. They met, and then it was 150K when they were 45 and got divorced. She gets 75K, not 25, not half of what she got since meeting the guy and marrying the guy, half of all of what he acquired in the 40 years before he met her. That's how that works too. Sometimes you get it all. I read a story the other day about a man married at 18, divorced at 23, and he was in his late 40s or early 50s. He invented a turbine. It was like some kind of power generator, wind turbine to collect energy for you hippies that go to Element 11 and Burning Man and shit. No, I'll go one of these days. Maybe. Not that excited, honestly. Yeah, she was broke. This is 30 years after their divorce. She was like, hey, if I stayed married to him these last 30 years, that would be mine. Judge said, you're right, and gave it to her. Okay, so now, fun fact, we'll get rid of all this. So of these 6, right? Take 6 of every 10 married men, they're divorced, or men who were married, they're divorced. Let's add 1 on here. Let's make it 11 now. God, my pen's dying. Just bear with me. There's an 11th guy here. Okay, now who's that guy? Well, gentlemen, because 11 men every day in this country do a self-checkout. Hang whatever. Because they fall into the 60% that are divorced and give all their money to their ex and don't see their kids, which is 85% of divorced men, which is 60% of all men who got married total. So, why aren't you married? I love my girlfriend. You can call me a simp all you want. I love my girlfriend. She's awesome, but I can't marry her knowing this shit. Now that I know the stats, I can't marry anybody. I can marry Chloe Graham. I can meet Chloe Grace Moretz and we can fall head over heels in love. And she wants to be double married with Miranda Cosgrove. And they're like, yeah, we'll both be your wives. I'm like, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it because of these fucking stats. Because that is the way divorce falls, gentlemen. It is not in your favor. I got a friend now. Don't want to insult the man because he's a good friend of mine. But 3 divorces, come on, dude. Yeah, so he was paid up on the last one, didn't have to pay her alimony and child support anymore because their kid was 18 from the first marriage, and she got remarried. That's it, man. I mean, we still live in those times when women out earn men, and men still have to pay them until they remarry because of an ancient, archaic system when men were the breadwinners. We're not that anymore. And so, although you should try, make your own money, guys. But, secondly, just make enough to make you happy. Anyway, still paying alimony and child support on the second. His wife started going down that rabbit hole, started reading the articles. Yeah, polyamorous relationships. That sounds good. Yeah, trans women are women. Um, like, I got nothing. That's another story. Anyway, just started preaching all this left wing shit. It is slavery. Men still think of relationships as a bond, as working together, as to where left wing women, modern feminists think of it as slavery. Oh, what am I keeping you from? Boning other dudes. Wow. The fact you can't bone other dudes makes you feel like a slave. Okay. And so anyway, she started, doing the whole thing. Her hair was blue. One side of her head was shaved. Got the nose ring. Standard uniform, right? We're unique thinkers. Well, that's funny. By looking at you, I can predict who you voted for in the last two elections, how you feel about the Rittenhouse trial. Anyway, and whether or not you're fucking around on your dude and want to find yourself through the journey of writing Strange D, right? And so that was it. I warned the guy, I was like, dude, you think she is? Get a PI. His kids were following her from his previous marriages, the one that's like in her 20s now. And dad, I think she's running around on you. Dad, she's running around on you. And finally, his youngest walks in on her in the room with another dude. She tried to tell him, oh, it's just a dream, sweetheart. Go back to bed. And so, again, I was like, get a lawyer now. Get a PI. Take some pictures. Follow her. Take pictures. Cover your ass. And he didn't do it. No, because he's a nice guy. I don't want to call him a simp, but he's a nice guy. He's not a simp, but in that moment, he simped out, okay? No, it'll be fine. She said she doesn't want anything. Dude, she'll cheat on you. She'll take another man's D in her mouth and wherever else. But you don't think she's going to rake you over the coals in court? Thank God he didn't have a kid with this one. But again, he's still paying alimony and child support on a second. And she tried to work because she's been reading the Vice and the BuzzFeed. She's a strong, independent woman who don't need no man. Look at the shaved head. Look at the bull ring in my fucking nose. I don't need no man. And yeah, that ended after about 2 weeks of work. She said, this sucks. And went to a lawyer to get alimony from him and hit him. I don't know the numbers, but again, on top of his other alimony and child support, he has gone gray rock. That is underground. He moved somewhere. I'm not going to give the location where he works only in cash, no paper trail, where he rents from a buddy and lives in his basement pays in cash, no paper trail, no bank accounts, no anything. The guy, no ordering off Amazon, no bank cards, nothing. Cash across the board. That's it. Because otherwise, he's going to get raped. She got effed by Strange D. He's going to get effed in divorce court. That's how it goes, guys. And so that's why, if you're watching this, if you got a girl, I don't say stay away from all women, although, I wouldn't hold it against you if you did. Kick them out in the morning. Sorry. No, like I said, I love my girl. And maybe she'll cheat on me. Maybe she's cheating on me right now. I don't know. But I do love her, but I can't marry her knowing this. And ladies, if you're watching this, you are, teach men to cry. Well, what does that solve? Those 11 guys that kill themselves every day because your girlfriend with girls' nights out is paying for all the drinks with his money after leaving him and keeping him from his kids? That's why he's killing himself. I bet he cries a lot before he offs himself. Didn't solve it. And here you are voting for legislation, political leaders who promise More for women, less for men. We're going to take even more from the guys and give it more to the women. We're looking for ways like, what do they call it? Even if you, domestic partnership, if you live together long enough, you can get alimony from the guy. If you break up after, I think, 6 months in some states. We're looking for more ways to screw men over. Anytime you date a guy, he's got to give you money when you break up. I mean, that's how you want it, and guys are figuring it out at least, thank God. 1 in 500 men got married last year. Granted, a lot of that was to shutdowns, but I think it's going to be less. I think it's going to be 1 in 700 this year, 1 in 1,000 the year after that, 1 in 1,500. And ladies, I know, I can already see it, are going to be, that's just because we're so stunning and brave. Men are intimidated by us. No, we're intimidated by having all of our fucking money taken. It's better to be the guy who keeps all his money and never has a kid. I wanted a kid. I won't have one now. It's better to be the guy who has no kid than the guy I work with him who has kids and doesn't get to see him because his wife doesn't let him, his ex. It happens all the time. And, yeah, I think married men live longer, so the 4 out of the 10 live longer than guys who don't get married because, we tend to drink a little less, get to bed a little earlier and stuff, and eat our vegetables when we're married. But the 6 out of 10 that get divorced, their survival rate drops like something like 7 or 8 years below somebody who's never married, just from the sheer stress and anxiety of losing all their shit, losing everything they got up until marriage, losing half of everything they have after marriage, up to 80%, by the way, and having their kids and never getting to see them, because believe it or not, fathers love their kids too. And too many women in this country go, here's a kid. See, Judge, look, he's got to give me money. We have this kid together. Okay, see you. Yeah, I'll see you next year at Christmas. Send a card. Don't forget to send presents with your check. Anyway, I could go on with more horror stories, but I think that's enough for this morning. I think that's a good foundation for why at least this man ain't getting married, and why I suggest you gents watching this never do it either, or don't do it again.